I took a big gap year, so I started at 43 and graduated here when I was 45. I wanted to accelerate my career from where I work, and I knew I needed to take some college classes to do that. My initial thought was I wanted to get into HR, so I knew I needed at least a bachelor's, so I needed to start somewhere, so this is where I decided to start. I graduated in 2015 with my associates in business management and one in HR management. So I got my bachelor's in applied communications from Ohio University, and then I went on to get my master's in organizational communication from there as well. So yes, every single one of my classes transferred over, which was cool. Again, I didn't start college until 43, so the master's was a stretch for me. I didn't initially plan on going that far, but I knew they had an open position here for a communications instructor, and one of the requirements was a master's degree. So that was what drove me to get my master's degree. I wanted to give back kind of what I had received. I had some good teachers out here. One in particular that I now work for is Teresa Plummer. She was my oral communications teacher, and now she's my class coordinator for that as well. So because I was not a stellar student when I was in high school, so I thought that college would obviously be harder. But I think being a little more experienced, being older, I think that kind of gave me some more life experience, and so I think that maybe even put a leg up on, like a traditional student. I think it's just the small town feel, right? The small community feel. You get more one-on-one interactions with students and with instructors out here versus like a traditional, 4-year campus. Again, my experience here has been nothing but positive. I have nothing but positive things to say about any of the instructors that I've come in contact with, either as a student and or with being an instructor out here. I just like that camaraderie and that it's more like it's almost like a friendship out here, I guess I would say. It makes you feel more comfortable if you're already nervous about taking classes. Oh, absolutely, 100%. Because, you don't know what you don't know, right? So you may think you want to go down one career path, and if you can get an internship or a co-op somewhere and get into that realm, say you wanted to be an engineer and you got an engineering internship, maybe it's not what you thought it was going to be, right? So you get that experience, and for MTC, the internship is 150-hour per semester requirement. So you're getting a good sample size if that's really what you want to do with your career path, or you find out maybe that's not what you want to do. But I would 100% recommend an internship or co-op for anybody, because it gives you that experience and it exposes you to different aspects of it. So now you're into the real world part of it versus the book part. I had 2 kids at home. They were early teens, so it wasn't like they were totally dependent on me for everything. They were kind of self-sufficient to a point, but it's time management, right? So you got a full-time job, now you're a full-time student and a full-time parent. So, you don't want to miss any kids' events. So you just tailor your work and your school schedule around what best fits those needs. I do. I liked it. I like the shorter condensed classes as a student and now as an instructor. I think there's a little more legwork on it as a student, because again, you're still getting the 16 weeks worth of classwork. You're still getting most of that condensed into an 8-week class, but it goes by quicker, and I think it keeps your attention on your focus a little bit better than a 16-week class often does. It's afforded me opportunities that I normally wouldn't even have had I not had an education, right? In today's world, you need that. And you need to start somewhere, right? So it's beneficial, I think, for anybody out here. I would definitely highly recommend MTC. Again, get those core classes, get that it's that more friendlier feel to it, and to see if that's really what you want to do before you dive headfirst into like a 4-year school or something like that. Take as many classes as you can out here at any community college, really, right? Because you're saving so much money